Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for October 30th, 2022 from John chapter 11, The Sign of God, Part 3. Previously we heard that Jesus purposely delayed when he found out that his friend Lazarus was ill, and then Lazarus died. When Jesus does arrive on the scene 4 days later, he was greeted by one of Lazarus' sisters, Martha. Martha boldly proclaimed that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God. Mary, the other sister of Lazarus, was not with Martha, and so was not with Jesus. So Martha goes and fetches Mary. So let's continue with the narrative from John chapter 11, verse 28. When Martha had said this, she went and called her sister Mary, saying in private, "The teacher is here and is calling for you." And when Mary heard it, she rose quickly and went to Jesus. So Mary, who was at home, is now heading to see Jesus. Verse 30. Now Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still in the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who were with her in the house, consoling her, saw Mary rise quickly and go out, they followed her, supposing that she was going to the tomb to weep there. So not only is Mary now heading out to see Jesus, but also a group of Jews that were now following Mary. Verse 32. Now when Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet, saying to him, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Wow. Mary's initial reaction was the same as Martha's. Again, this is not to blame, but an acknowledgement of what Jesus can do. Verse 33. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled. And he said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus wept. Jesus wept. This is considered to be one of the shortest verses in the Bible, at least if you're following the English version of the Bible. But it also shows that Jesus is true man and has feelings and emotions, just like the rest of us. And he lost a good friend, so Jesus does weep. Keep in mind that as Jesus weeps, Jesus is also true God, so God weeps. We usually don't think of it that way. Verse 36. So the Jews said, "See how he loved him." But some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man also have kept this man from dying?" Wow. Everyone knew that Jesus had healed people physically, and those that had illness and disabilities. But Jesus is more than just a doctor. Jesus is the Son of God. And as we will soon find out, Jesus will defeat sin, death, and the devil when Jesus dies on the cross. Jesus would keep Lazarus and all people from dying, to answer the crowd's question. But dying is not what we would normally think. See, there is an eternal life and there is an eternal death. All who believe and trust in Jesus will be kept from eternal death. Even though their bodies die, there will be a resurrection of the dead. So those who believe in Jesus will have life for eternity. Join me again tomorrow as we continue this narrative. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.